When was the last time that you took shower?
What?
When was the last time that you took shower?
Oh, it's been, well, I'm a dirty hippie. It doesn't matter. It's only dirty hippies who support this movement. So I must be a dirty hippie. It doesn't matter.
So you're not taking shower?
I'm going to stop.
You're going to stop?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. To make this sign ring true, right?
Right.
Okay.
So
But so far you've been taking shower.
I have, but if I support the movement,
You
then
have to stop taking
I must
shower.
be a dirty hippie. So that means that, yes, tomorrow.
So you're going to
Tomorrow
stop
I
taking shower tomorrow. And for how long do you think we'll be able to walk around with,
I'm going to have to think
hygiene
about
is-
that. I'll think about that.
So how long are you going to last as a, I don't know, fighter
every
for...
day I will start being a dirty hippie again.
Oh, okay. So it's like between 9 and 5 you're a dirty hippie.
Right.
And then you go back to what? Like normal
Normal life.
life.
Normal
But
life.
then what's the point of, I mean, what are you trying, I'm just trying to understand, what's your point? What are you trying to say?
A lot of the media here has dismissed the people who support Occupy Wall Street. They say it's just a bunch of dirty hippies. Don't pay attention to it. It's just, they don't count. They don't know what they're saying. It's just dirty hippies.
But you know what you were saying.
Of course, and that's the thing. Is,
And what's and you're saying.
This is me saying maybe that's not
But
true.
what's let me try and understand. Actually, I talked to a bunch of people here trying to understand what does Occupy Wall Street try to accomplish, to achieve. I mean, if you're saying that you know the message, what is it?
Well, I don't know if there's actually a goal. That I would say that if there is a goal, it's to shine a light
On what?
On the things that Wall Street has done, on what our government has done to its own people.
I mean, specifically, aren't we the most developed, the most prosperous country that ever existed on the planet? The United States of
Absolutely.
America?
But then why is it that more and more women are dying in childbirth care because they don't have health care? We have the best doctors available.
Why? Why do we have the best doctors available? Did you think of the issue? Why do we have the best doctors available?
Amazing health care here, but it's not available to all the people.
If it's an emergency, I'm amazed that you can go to the emergency room and they're obligated
Have
to
you
treat
ever
everybody.
done that before?
Well, say I came from Russia. I can speak about the way it works in other countries. In the Soviet Union, for example, where allegedly, like in Cuba, healthcare is absolutely free.
I think that's...
Well, you'll die. If you talk about death, that's where you die.
I know, and I'm not saying that we need to trade this system for the Russian system. That's
Okay.
not a great idea. I would say that to count on an emergency room for your health care is a really bad idea. There have been times when I had a genuine emergency. There were hundreds of people there who had a cold or, had a little cut. And my son was bleeding. He needed stitches, but there were so many people counting on the emergency room for their basic health care.
But eventually they got it. I have a friend of mine in Canada who got in a car accident and got fairly badly injured. I mean, it's not life-threatening, something like that, but it required the help of a specialist. She was told that she has to wait, I believe, 3 months to see a doctor. I mean, do you wait for 3 months to see a doctor here? I remember I wanted to see a specialist and I say, okay, how about tomorrow? It's like, oh, okay, tomorrow will work for me. Not in Canada, not in Europe. And Russia, Cuba, forget about it. You'll never get a specialist.
Right. Well,
So what's wrong with the system? I mean, it's not perfect, but it's the best, no?
I know that there is a lot of good healthcare available if you can pay for it here. But the problem is it's too expensive. Even for people like my husband and me.
That's your husband?
Yeah. Between
Who is
the two
saying
of
that
us,
people matter more than profit? Are you against profit? Are you against profit,
you know
really?
what? We love profit. We would
Okay.
love to have some profit, but we don't want to forget that there are people and just think about their money. You know, a lot of people here forgot about the people and only focused on the profit. But I want to go back to the healthcare issue.
Okay.
Because I would say we are almost middle class.
Almost what?
Almost middle class. We work 3 jobs between us. We have 2 children. Since I'm a part-time worker. We're freelancers.
Well, what do you do?
I paint portraits.
Okay.
And he works for 2 startups. And so we're squeaking by. We have to pay for our own health insurance because we don't qualify for, the government help. So we have to buy our own health insurance, which means...
But you have it. You have your health insurance.
I'll tell you what the insurance is that we can afford. For $450 a month for just the 2 of us, that means we agree to never go see the doctor. We only use health insurance if it's catastrophic. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but like if
I'm a small businessman. I have insurance.
If the piano falls on my head, then I'm in luck. If I have strep throat or pneumonia, I'm out of luck, even though I'm paying $450 a month.
But how so? I'm a small businessman. I have insurance for myself, for my employees, and I really have no problems. I mean, I see doctors whenever I want to see them. I have co-payment. I have deductibles, and
it sounds like you. I mean,
and it's not that expensive. I mean, when you think of it, it's not really that expensive. I'm paying, I believe, like, for myself, less than $400 for sure. Three and change. So 3 and change, I guess. You can afford that.
That's full coverage because I guess you provide it for your employees, so you have a big group plan.
No. There are only 6 employees in my company. That's it.
Who are you with?
Our turnover isn't that great. It's Oxford. Yeah, Oxford. So we're with Oxford.
I think we're with Oxford too, but we have to take the major medical.
Yeah, but how can you make it? I mean, I understand it's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. Nothing. I mean, if you're looking to have a perfect society, well, maybe we should go to Mars. My point is, we have occupied people over here who are protesting something. Okay, fine, it's not perfect. Let's make it better. But what's the solution? That's again coming from Russia. I just don't see this solution that they could offer that will work. I mean, realistically, not in theory.
I think everybody here has. I mean, there are as many different complaints as there are people here because everybody has been affected personally by what's happened. Even people who are well off, if you ask them, have you been affected by the recession? They'll say at first no. But then if you say, has your neighborhood changed or have your neighbors had to move or somebody you care about lost a job? Yeah. And so I would say the first step of a movement is for people to wake up and realize that there's a problem. And I think this is the first step.
But nobody says that there are no problems. Nobody said that capitalism, and that's the system that we have over here, is perfect. Nothing's perfect. But how do we improve? I mean, I agree that that there are things that can and have to be improved. The only difference is how. I mean, what's your solution? How do you think you would improve the system that we have created so far?
I think we need tax reform. I believe that we need
tax reform. Meaning?
Well, I think that this country is so in debt. We owe so much money that we can't cover our expenses. And so we need to start taxing people who can afford to pay taxes.
Okay, then.
The taxes on.
Wait. When you say that we owe so much money, it means that we spent too much money, perhaps on things that we shouldn't have spent money on. But getting back to taxing who? I mean, who pays the taxes in this country?
I think the middle class does.
And do you know the makeup of the taxpayers in this country?
Well, yes, I do. I think I know where you're going at. Like, there's a statistic: 47% of taxes are paid by 1% or something like that because they have so much more money. But the part that they are shoveling out of their income is proportionately much smaller than the part that's being shoveled out by the poor or the middle class.
But you know that 47% of Americans pay exactly zero taxes. You know that.
That's the statistic that people like to talk about.
But that's the fact.
Well,
that's the fact.
and
47%, half of Americans pay nothing.
And why are they paying nothing?
Look,
they don't pay nothing.
Look,
because everyone pays the same sales tax. I mean, everybody has the same debate. This is an old debate.
Yeah, but isn't it? I mean, again, coming from Russia, it just reminds me of when after the revolution, there was kind of a story when an old lady from the old regime walks along the Neva embankment. That's where the revolution took place in St. Petersburg, and there were the sailors marching proudly. They've just done the revolution, and they see this old lady and say, "Oh, like old lady, you have to be proud. We've achieved the system where there will be no more rich." And then this woman trudging along mumbles to herself, I thought the revolution was to eliminate the poor. So what I'm getting to is that how about if we think of this problem not from the perspective of punishing essentially the 1% of the richest people, but instead maybe giving opportunity to those 47% who, instead of being on government's dole, actually get an opportunity to be their own man and a woman, making good money, paying taxes like everybody else.
I think they would like the opportunities, and I think that's what we lack. I agree they need opportunities, but that's what we lack.
But when you say tax the rich, I mean, in my mind, that deprives them the opportunity, because if not for, do you know a single person who would give, I mean, a single poor person who would give a job to another poor person? A single poor person.
I have one, thank you.
So what poor person will give a job or hire another poor person?
We do it all the time.
How so? A poor person will hire? How will a poor person pay another person a salary if you're poor yourself?
It's difficult, and since we're freelancers, the people who we hire are the poor people. Since he's working for .com, his programmers he hires, they're not wealthy, they're not making it.
But he has enough money to pay others, right?
Well, if he wants to complete a project, he can't do it all by himself, right?
Okay.
So he gets his buddy and he pays his buddy, but he's not making money off his buddy.
Fine, okay. But if he were richer, if let's say he or your husband was making, I don't know, $10 million a year, do you think he would hire even more people? He would expand in his business? He would have created more jobs?
I don't understand you.
Okay, my point is he has to hire part-time people when there is a project because he doesn't have a sufficient amount of money to pay others. But let's say your husband's business gets successful, okay? So he grows to a degree where he has so many clients that he gets the revenue in millions, if not tens of millions of people. Would it be sort of a natural next step to hire more people so that
you mean unnecessary hiring?
No. The people to expand your business, because obviously as you expand, when I started, it was just me and my father.
What's your business?
I import furniture from Brazil and sell to retail furniture stores. So when I just started my business, it was just me. I was unloading the containers, delivering furniture, I was doing essentially everything. So as I was expanding, as I was getting more and more customers, I was hiring more people. So my point is, isn't it good that we have rich people, because rich people are the ones who actually create jobs?
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with rich people. I know it's a system. I don't think everybody needs to be on the same level. I think that's impossible. I don't think that's possible. But I think that some people there need to be more chances for the people down here.
But that's exactly who creates these opportunities. Again, what I'm getting to is that when you say tax the rich, that's where we started. I mean, the whole thing was going back to where we started. When you say tax the rich, so if let's say your husband at some point would reach the point of getting revenues of $10 million. Let's say hypothetically his revenue of $10 million would have allowed him to hire 10 more people. But then the government comes in and says, well, you know what? Out of 10 million that you make, we'll have to take 5. We'll take half of what you make. So he's down to 5 million. So since he's down to 5 million, he can only now create 5 jobs as opposed to 10 jobs.
You're talking about trickle down, right?
But isn't it how, I mean, is there logic in what I'm saying?
There's logic, but it hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked.
Really?
No, because for some reason there are a whole bunch of people without work and a whole bunch of people at the top who have a lot of money and they aren't hiring. And
really?
There's a job.
And they're not spending the money. Let's say if they need a yacht, who's going to build the yaat? If they need a private plane,
who's build yacht? Where does the money go to build a yacht? I mean, are they building yachts
if you need
in
the plane? Well, Boeing is our biggest exporter. I mean, Boeing.
Yeah, it's just not cutting it. It's just not cutting it. You know, the jobs that the wealthy are creating, they're just not cutting it for people. It's not trickling down. I mean, the theory is one thing, the reality. But
look, when Carter was replaced by Reagan, the unemployment under Carter was above 10. I don't remember exactly, as much as perhaps 14%. I don't remember exactly. But under Reagan, he got it by the time of his next 4-term election, it was 7.2%, if I'm not mistaken. So he managed with his policy of cutting taxes to reduce the unemployment by half. Didn't he?
I can't remember.
All right, anyway.
I'm going to say...
It was nice.
Sure. No, I think it's great that you're down here asking questions.
I am, because, I'm just trying to get into this...
let me ask you, what's your opinion here? How do you feel about this?
I feel that all these people are totally misguided. They put their priorities in a totally, absolutely wrong place. Absolutely wrong place.
What should they be doing? Because,
they should be advocating smaller government, lower, not higher, but lower taxes, right? Would you agree with me? No. Okay. Lower taxes. That should have been advocating drilling for our own resources. I mean, we have more oil than the entire Middle East combined. When we talk about money, and we owe, like I said, $15 trillion.
When you say drilling for oil, you mean
yes.
like the fracturing process?
Like all of the above. They're all safe. It's been proving that it's safe. It's not like some brand new technology. I mean, we've been drilling for oil for 150 years or so, and there were no major accidents.
See, I disagree with you on that one, but that's okay. We could be here all night, and I think we're actually going to try to go to the church.
All right. Well, nice talking to you. A pleasure. Take shower.
Maybe.
Okay. See ya.